Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I'm speaking with Collette Astle. She's just released an amazing new single titled Blue Forever, and I'm beyond excited to talk to her about it. Collette, thank you so much for coming on today. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing great. I'm just happy to be here to talk about music.
Happy to have you. Where in the world are you?
I am in New York, New York.
Oh, what's going on over there these days? How's life?
It's getting back to normal a little bit, I would
I know.
say.
The air quotes are necessary. I get it.
Right. Yeah, it's like as normal as things can be, but
Yeah.
it's good. It's definitely compared to last summer, a lot different and a lot better. So it's
Well,
good.
that's great to hear. Well, you're busy, you're making music. I
Yeah.
can't wait to hear all about this song. First
Yeah.
thing I want to say is I'm loving the song. There's really something special about it. I'm not just saying that. I really want to hear like the context of it and what it's all about. I'd love for you to sort of, break it
Yeah,
down.
totally. So I guess last summer, um I was very kind of in an isolated place. I was um living on my own. It was the pandemic, and so I was not really seeing friends. My family lives in California and Utah, and I was in New York. And I was also going through a separation, which led to an eventual divorce. And so I was very alone. And I wrote the majority of my upcoming album, and this was one of the songs that I wrote. And so it's really about kind of choosing my own happiness.
Yeah.
I feel like for a lot of my life, I kind of molded myself to be like happy or to fit these molds that other people wanted me to fill. And when I was by myself, I finally realized, like, wow, like I'm really sad and I don't want to be blue forever. I want to be happy.
Sure.
So the song is really about like just realizing that it's okay for me to be happy and it's okay for me to be like comfortable. That's kind of why the song is just like comfy and feel good, even
It
though it's
really is.
kind of like serious themes, but I wanted to make music that made me feel happy and comfortable. So that's kind of where the style of it comes from.
Sure. Do you feel like now that the song is out and I mean, even just in the process of making it, it helped you
Yeah.
sort of cope and feel better in the long run because of it?
Yeah, definitely. I think that for me, making music, I've learned is a way for me to heal.
Yeah.
And so definitely like when I wrote it, I would just sit in my room and play it. And all of
Right.
these songs really, this whole album is coming out. I would play them to kind of comfort myself. I listen to music to comfort myself.
Uh,
I make music to comfort myself. And so making the whole album, especially my brothers are musicians, they play on the record with me. And so having them there with
that's
me,
so cool.
yeah, they're my whole family. We're all
Wow.
musicians. My
Okay.
yeah, my growing up, my dad was a songwriter, my mom was a piano teacher, and all my siblings play music. And so having my brothers be on the record with me was really awesome. And once again, just like it's just about coming home to myself, feeling comfortable being alone,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was really healing for me to make it and to release it. So
Very cool. I want to talk a bit about the production side of things as well,
yeah,
because
totally.
the way that it's put together does, it really gives off a lot of happiness. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You do get the feeling of getting over things, but at its core, there's a very warm sound to it. So I want to know, on the production side of things, did you have a hand in the actual creation process of it, and how did that all come about?
Yeah, so we recorded the album at June Audio, which is a recording studio in Provo, Utah,
Oh, sweet.
which is where I went to college. And so that
Cool.
was also a big thing for me to record in my college town.
That's
Uh,
awesome. I haven't been, but I've heard
yeah,
good things.
there's lots of music
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
It's
okay.
awesome.
Provo music scene. Shout
Yeah,
out.
Provo music scene is a real thing.
Sweet.
Um, yeah, so with the production, I mean, we had Scott, who works at June Audio, and he is like literally a wizard. So, but we did have, it was cool. We were all able to like record at the same time. So it was like drums, guitar, bass, and vocals were all being recorded. So
Okay.
it felt very like kind of communal, and
Totally.
then
Instead of just everything separate and cut and
yeah, it
chopped, and
kind
then
of
you hear a
helped.
final product.
Exactly. So it kind of
Yeah.
helped give it that warm feeling.
That's awesome.
And then yeah, we added the pedal steel. My little brother played the pedal steel,
Yeah,
and then in the mixing, I was part of that process as well, just kind of trying to give it that really full sound. So yeah,
awesome.
that's kind of the production of it.
I want to talk about the music video too because it
Yeah.
just puts a smile on your face. Like you and your smile throughout the entirety of the video is just very uplifting and
Aw.
positive, and it's tough because obviously you listen to the message of the song, and yeah, you're telling your it's your personal experience, and
Yeah.
all experiences aren't always positive, but just like the true radiating amazingness that comes out of it is great.
Aw.
How long did it take you to put it together? And yeah,
Yeah.
what's going on with that?
So for the music video, really good friend of mine, his name is Chuck Hua, and he went to Chapman, studied film there. And so I have worked with him before, and I honestly just sent him the song and I said, I want to do a music video for this. And what he came up with is like, it's like he took the
Yeah,
vision out of my brain without me
right.
even talking to him about it. It was crazy.
Those are the people you keep around.
Exactly,
Oh,
exactly. And we're from the same hometown. And
oh
so it
wow,
was really like, we shot in my childhood bedroom. We
that's awesome.
shot in the back of a white truck, which that was my first car in high school. I drove a white truck, and just going around to the beach and the park by my house that I grew up going to was very much just about like coming home to myself, feeling comfortable. And we wanted that like happiness to show through. Really,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
message
it
of
did. It fully did. So
good,
you
yeah,
nailed it. You nailed it for sure.
good. Yeah, just
Yeah,
I feel like the overall message is I hope everyone knows that they can be happy just being exactly who they are.
totally.
That's what we wanted the video to kind of show.
Right. Well, I think I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to lead you into it anyway.
Please do.
Yeah, so this is the first single of the year, and from what I understand, there's more on the way in the form of an album. Is that correct?
This is correct.
First off, awesome. Can't wait. Second thing is, what can you say about the album, and what direction do you think that you're going to head?
Yeah, so there is one more single coming out off the album. It's coming out in like 2 weeks.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
It's called White Boots. I'm really excited about
Great.
it. Kind of like a fun girls' night out song. uh,
Perfect. I'll make sure to blast it all my girls' night
yes,
outs.
blast it. Yeah. And then for the rest of the album, still kind of trying to plan out when to release the entire thing. But really, the album is in its truest form. It's just my story. It's my story of taking back my name and taking back myself, and how I kind of dealt with everything that was thrown my way in 2020.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm pretty nervous to share it. Oh no, my light went out. I'm
Okay.
a pretty private person, and so sharing kind of my songs is very vulnerable for me, but I just know that they healed me, and so I hope maybe they could do the same for some other people. So because of
Totally.
that, I'm really excited to share.
That's so amazing. I think that's the biggest thing about being an artist is it's making yourself vulnerable, and it's especially for the people that know you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they're going to listen to these songs, and yeah, like
exactly.
people across the world, whoever gets their ears on it, they're going to be like, "Yeah, this is great." Blah blah
Yeah, good
blah.
vibes,
So many people don't even listen to music for the lyrics. They're just like, "Oh, this made me feel this way," which is
Yeah.
fine. But then when you really share it with like your loved ones, your family and friends, and they're like, "Oh wow, yeah, she really went through it," and yeah, so it's a very courageous act to put out a song, let alone an album of your
Thank
experiences.
you.
So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Is it going to be in sort of the same vein of sound, or is there going to be any experimentation in terms of like,
Yeah.
genre?
So definitely like the overall vibe is kind of Americana blues rock feel.
Yeah,
There's just a lot of just kind of feel good. At least the vibe of the songs is feel good.
yeah,
That's kind of the theme. It's like it's kind of dark thematically, but then I try to make it happy. Um, and then there is a little bit of pop as well. There's a couple like piano ballads. that I just felt kind of it's I try to stay stylistically true to myself, which is
Sure.
kind of, you know, bluesy and rock and a little Americana, but I also always want to make sure that the style of the song fits the song as well.
Of course.
So
I mean,
that's
that's
like,
so important to the whole thing,
yeah,
making
and
it sound like it's coming from you and it's not just a collection of singles.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so it's definitely like a story and it kind of ebbs and flows stylistically as well. So yeah, there's like a couple little
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
surprises.
Yeah. You didn't need to give it all away.
There's some kazoo on one of the songs, so
Yeah.
just get ready for that.
That was going to be my next question. Are you going to feature the kazoo?
Yes, we are. Luckily, we are.
Took it right out of my mouth. Thank you. Amazing. I want to talk a little bit more about your inspirations
Yeah,
as an artist. Obviously, we're all inspired by something. It's so
yeah,
hard to be original these days, but I feel like whatever you're listening to is clearly taking that and running with it in another
yes,
direction. So I want to know, who did you grow up with? What did your parents have on in the car, and what have you been digging lately?
totally. So I grew up, like I said, you know, my dad was the lead singer and songwriter of like a rock band. And
Yeah,
so I grew up on a steady stream of the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Fleetwood Mac, Aerosmith, you know, all
all the
of those
goodies.
kind of
Yeah,
all the classics.
yeah.
But then I also am very inspired by female singer songwriters,
Hmm.
you know, like Taylor Swift, Casey Musgraves, Miley Cyrus, all those pop girls.
Sure, sure.
And so, and then vocally, I'm very inspired by like women in rock. So you have Janis Joplin, Linda Ronstadt,
Hell yeah.
Stevie Nicks, Carol
Just
King.
really powerful
Yeah.
sounds. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so those would definitely be like my top inspirations. And then I feel that this music is definitely a culmination of all of that. But then, like you said, it's a culmination of what you listen to. And at the time when I was writing this music, I was listening to music that comforted me. And so I listened to a lot of like 70s soft rock and a lot of like singer song country pop singer songwriter
Mhm.
kind of mellow music because that was just what felt good to listen to. And
Yeah,
so it's definitely like a mix of all of that. So yeah.
amazing. Sort of in the same vein of that, I want to know, you've been making music for a little bit now. Obviously, there's usually something that like turns the switch to turn someone into, a casual listener to a creator of music. So what I want to know is, was there a specific album that you listened to in your life that had such a profound effect on you that you were like, I want to make something like that in my own life?
Hmm. You know, I would say I don't know if I specifically have an album. I will say last year, Carol King Tapestry was like my
Yeah,
number one. And I think that because, you know, because of what I went through last year, going through divorce,
sure.
I didn't really know personally a lot of people who were divorced. And so I really looked to artists who had made albums.
I love that.
And I thought, you know what? I'm going through that and I can do that. So that's going to be my path as well. And so I just listened to a lot of those albums from those women who made albums when they were going through similar things in their lives as me. And so I would just say, you know, I listened to a lot of those. The Miley album really got me through.
No, that's such a great answer, though. I've never actually thought about that before. I mean, obviously, there's so many albums about breakups and this and
Heartbreak.
that,
Yeah.
but I mean, divorce is a whole nother beast, like, let's be honest.
Amen.
And I can't name any albums off the top of my head that deal with it directly. So the fact that, I mean, I don't know your life and you don't know mine, but you may not have friends that have gone through that experience. So looking towards something that can walk you through it step by step, I love that. Like, that's so cool that you could just find
Yeah.
that outlet. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Um, and now that you're on the path as a musician. This isn't a new thing. I
Yeah.
want to know, is there something specifically that you enjoy the most about being an artist and a creative as a whole?
Yeah, I really just enjoy being around other passionate, talented,
Yeah,
driven, hardworking people. And I feel that artists are some of the most loving, passionate, resilient people. And so I just feel lucky. Like, I'm honestly so grateful and in awe of all of the people, whether it was artists, filmmakers, musicians, who just like linked arms with me and made this project with
totally.
me. And just being around them and seeing their talent and their love was so inspiring to me. And so I think, like, if I can just be around people like that for the
Yeah.
rest of my life, that'll make being on this path worth it.
Totally. I mean, considering how obviously crazy this last year was, and just
Yeah.
live events and entertainment getting hit the hardest out of basically
Yeah.
any profession, I think it's one of those things where instead of turning against each other, you do really need to link up your arms and be like,
Yeah.
guys, like, we're in this together. If we don't help each other out, there isn't going to be a live music industry. So,
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it
Totally.
is, especially, because we've never been so connected than we are right now. Just kind of reaching out and, saying I need something, or I need help with the production side, or I want you to feature on a verse. And there's so many collaborations always
Yes.
happening. So,
Yes.
um,
There's definitely, I like to be a very independent person, but it's
yeah,
good realization to know that you actually do need other people
yeah.
sometimes.
There's nothing wrong with being independent, but it's more like, oh, I don't know how to do this specific
Yeah.
thing.
Like, I literally
Right.
need help. Like,
Yeah, I don't know what
like
I'm
just straight
doing.
up.
Seriously. So this album does not have a release date, and that is totally fine. No rush to you. But I
Yes.
kind of want to know, hypothetically, what the next maybe 6 months looks like for you.
Yeah.
I would hope that it's out by then. But I
Yeah.
also kind of want to know, do you have any plans to play local shows and kind of get out there?
Yeah. So well, the next single, White Boots, is coming out on the 27th of August. So look out for that
Oh,
with
very
also
soon.
another music video. Yeah, so it's gonna be fun.
Awesome.
And then I am playing some shows. I have a couple booked. They'll all be like on my website.
Sure, sure.
So just playing kind of the local venues here in New York. Um, and then yeah, I I haven't picked a release date yet because I'm really new to the whole like marketing and everything with music.
Sure.
And so trying to figure all that out.
Totally. There's no
But yeah,
rush.
it'll definitely be out before the end of the year
Okay, okay. I hope so. Yeah, you got to
because it's all
capitalize.
done, it's
Yeah, I figured.
ready to go, but it's
Awesome.
just trying to figure out
Nice.
when to release. Yeah.
All right, so another hypothetical question for you then. Let's say you're out on the road and you're playing these songs. Is there a single song off the album, released or soon to be released, that you're looking forward to playing the most?
Um, I really love the song. It's called Ode. And it's the first song that I wrote for the album. I wrote it in March of 2020. Yeah, March. And
Fun times.
it's just really about, sometimes life sucks, but we're just gonna be right here rocking. And I just am so excited to play that one live.
Amazing. I think that question could best be answered like, what's going to hype the crowd up? What are they going to relate to?
Yes.
What are they going to get into? And like, I don't know. I think part of the funnest part of performing is putting a set list together that flows and gets people
Amen.
engaged. And so you'll figure
Yeah.
it out. You'll have plenty of songs to pick from, I'm sure.
Yes. Yes.
I want to know, what have you been listening to in the last 6 months or so? This is basically an opportunity to be like, yeah, this is in my playlist, or I have this friend who's also making great music. Anything along those lines that you can recommend?
Um, I've definitely been, like I said, the Miley Cyrus album, like I come back to it all the time. I just love how honest she is on it. And I love the production of it. I love like classic rock. And I just feel like she did such a good job of bringing that into like her pop album.
Totally.
And so I listen to that a lot. Um,
She can
and
do it all.
And then also, I guess shout out my little brother's band is coming out with his album soon.
Yeah, there you go.
They're called Calorie Pairs, and I'm so excited for his album to come out. So,
Where are they based out of?
they're based in Provo, Utah.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. Oh, right, that bustling Provo music
Yeah,
scene. What
I'm
was the
telling
name? What was the name of their band?
Calorie Pairs.
Sweet. Okay, I'll check them
Yeah,
out.
so you'll have to check them out. I'm
Very
excited for
cool.
your album to drop.
Awesome. All right, Colette, I have one more question for you at this
Okay.
point. I want to know, this is something I always like to close it up with, but basically, for the person that is going to discover you from this, and for the person that is going to dive into your music for the first time, what is an opening message that you would like to pass off to them?
Hmm. Wow, that's a great question. Um, an opening message to a new listener would be these songs are my story, they're my life, they're my comfort. And if you like them, amazing. And if not, that's okay too.
I'd say it's a pretty solid opening message. There's a lot to love in it, and I can't wait to hear the rest of your stories. Colette, thank you so much for your time. I'm so happy that we can make this work.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Yeah,
This has
you're
been
very
awesome.
welcome. For everyone else out there, Blue Forever is out. There's clearly more music on the way, so I'm also going to say stay tuned, stream this one, and follow along with Colette because that album's coming any day now. Just pick a
Any day
date.
now.
Awesome. Thank you so much again for your time. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and we'll definitely talk soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, you're very welcome. Bye bye.
Bye.